Hello everyone, Conor here. Just as a small disclaimer, some things we may talk about on the pod shouldn't be attempted or recreated. Remember to keep everything legal, keep it between the ages, and don't tear up the ground while you're on the pull.
Blue lights on. Take two.
Is High School Musical.
Well, at least we've got our comfort zone, kinda.
What?
Connor's a big musical fan.
You like High School Musical?
Yeah, I used to watch that when I was away, yeah.
We're soaring, we're flying.
High School Musical, whenever we were at school,
That was our thing,
fucking
yeah.
massive.
You're probably in primary school.
Like everybody had all the
for us.
songs on their phone back in the day.
Yeah.
I don't know that.
It used to be like, it came on like a night out. It was like one of the last cheesy songs at the end of a night out.
So you still like that?
Yeah, well that was, we were trendsetters, you were just trend followers.
Right.
We'll begin the
podcast.
Well, we just begin the podcast here.
Yep.
This is actually, we're getting the fiery side out again. This is actually take two because my microphone stopped working.
Because you're the fucking
Connor, we're going to have to edit that out again.
Well, the last time, right, so,
I'm fine, I can stand using this, but there is a breeze coming on.
I feel like you're going to break out in song.
And was it?
And then it's just going to...
I actually was a dancer in one of our school musicals, you know.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Genuine, as a lead dancer in one of our school musicals.
I was in a play in primary school.
Hello, Dolly.
Like Dolly Parton?
Well, did you do the snake or the...
Yeah, I did the worm actually as well, yeah. Hello, Dolly. Well, hello. Anyway, it was great. I loved it. Actually, I'm quite musical, you know.
Oh, he is, aye.
Really?
Yeah, no, he can sing it all. Like, he sang in not the last podcast with yourself.
Good to see she's not listening or watching the podcast.
Oh my
Have
god.
you seen the Twin Pants song?
I don't even know it.
Not a real culture.
Right, Connor, give me your brown boots there.
Why didn't you wear yours?
Because I want to be comfortable, because I am going to have to run around and clean that
They
thing
are
shortly.
comfortable.
Yeah, I want to be really... I wear these all the time.
What, you want to be what?
Really comfortable.
I don't like wearing dunks, believe it or not.
I love
I
these.
find them
These
very
are so
uncomfortable.
comfortable.
See Gazelles now, Gemma got me a set for Christmas. And see, whatever way, like there in the foot, there's like a bit comes out of it. And I was like, I can't fucking walk. And she was like, you will walk in there. And I was like, oh, okay.
Beating you into it. There is a...
The
beat wagon
right
behind
lad.
us. There is a...
Somebody put an emery mod on to the police.
Yeah, there's like a police Land Rover behind us that's not taking the revs very well, or not taking the gears very well, should I say. Sounds really like a centrifugal clutch from a tractor puller. Anyway,
Yes.
episode 58, am I right, guys? Guys?
Hello.
So we've Tyree back with us this week as well. She's the first back-to-back podcast guest. And actually in the previous edit, Connor didn't know what back-to-back meant. He thought that just meant second guest.
Yes, I did. And this is blipping it.
Huh?
Very much good blipping.
Yeah, serious good bad blipping, isn't it?
Okay.
This is what...
See, that's why I find this quite awkward because people
Yeah,
just
this
go,
is definitely one of the problems recording live.
and then everywhere gets itchy as well.
Yeah. But anyways, episode 58, we're here at Dubshed. We're recording on the fly because I was away last week, I'm away next week. We need to get the recording out.
You don't like being at home anymore?
No, fuck, you're not joking. So we decided we'd do it here. We've adopted
No. Michael said we're doing it here.
Okay.
To be honest with you, Michael has a set of wireless mics. And then he said to me, look, if you're going to do any interviews of that there, which I'm still undecided on whether I will do any interviews. I do not know.
Are you
about
freed
yours.
up alright compared to when we started
Yes,
recording?
but I don't know. Anyway, like, this is like my comfort zone is way in the other building, as I said in the first edit.
I appreciate that.
So yes, so you have Bluetooth mics, and you said to me to get a set. I was no bother. Thank fuck I got a set because yours don't work.
Yeah, no, this was my second one, and then you've yours as well. Did they finally arrive? You had mic covers for a while, but no actual mics.
Yeah, I've got the mics now and they don't fit in the phone.
That's
Just get a lightning to USB.
that's a good start.
It's
Yep.
just, it's one thing after another.
Things are going well.
At least the adapter's only £2.
Yeah, to be fair.
No,
Oh.
the adapter is £25.
I know from Apple. Just buy
Okay,
from Amazon, same thing.
that kind of sucks.
Because I tried, but it doesn't work. Because I had another mic.
Maybe you
and I
have
was
to get like a proper. Maybe Apple just those Apple phones just don't allow you to run a
I
maybe
just have a
non-Apple
very-
software through it.
I have a very old phone.
Might be some. Well, it shouldn't be something to do with it. I wouldn't. Have thought.
iPhone 12?
Yeah.
Just upgrade?
Yeah, you're probably just going to have to
Like,
spend them.
I'm too miserable.
Yeah, no,
to
but
spend
you're.
money.
That is the one
thing
thing I'm not, with
Yeah,
phones.
with phones, you need to be like for us here. We're both like because of the cameras and for recording stuff.
Do what
Like
I
we're
done.
very much
If
into
you're big into iPhones
a
and
good
that,
phone,
and you're good,
which
like,
I'm
you like
not.
Apple stuff, you can do basically take out over 2 years the cost of the phone, and have your phone contract separate. And what I do now is I pay off the phone over 2 years, and then just get the new phone,
and just
then
keep
pay
your
over 2
contract
years,
just being the
and then
same
Gemma
every
gets my
time.
old phone.
Yeah.
So she's got my 13 Pro Max and a 15 Pro Max, and I'll get a 17 Pro Max this year.
I feel really outdated with my phone. Everyone's like,
Because, well, I used to work in a phone shop and all that crack too.
Yeah, you did just be a big nerd, to be fair. With
I
all
am
the
still
phone.
a big
Yeah,
nerd.
that's just true as
High
well.
School Musical nerd is theory, isn't it? Found out.
Well, we.
But it was some crack dude back in the day.
It was like one of them things originally you didn't want to like it, and then you just realised that you did. I think is the best way to
True.
describe it.
Was never into hairspray and like out there.
Nah.
That was too far.
Yeah, it was alright. It was alright.
I've never watched it.
You're missing out. Genuine. You're missing out.
Was High School? You never watched High School Musical?
No, I've watched High School Musical, but like Hairspray and stuff.
Yeah.
No,
I've
well,
never watched Grace either. I'm
What?
sorry, I knew that was coming.
I know. I mean, I haven't seen the
Have
Lion.
you
I
seen
haven't
the-
seen the Lion King. Like, but like,
Have you
know,
seen The
that's
Lion King
bad.
yourself?
Yeah,
Okay.
The Lion
I think
King's like,
that's more judgy than seeing Grace.
Also,
Well, Grace
I haven't
is-
seen Jurassic Park or Star Wars either.
I'm a massive Star Wars fan.
You're a massive
Judge.
Star Wars fan.
I would like Star Wars.
I was a Harry Potter
massive-
person.
I liked Harry Potter, Lord of the Rings. Game of
Only
Thrones,
started
all
watching
those.
Lord of the Rings there
Marvel.
recently.
So
He's a big Marvel fan. Well, I just see you
Seriously?
later.
yes, like
And
So-
I'm
You
leaving.
started on the car.
so yeah,
probably
from
should,
Iron
actually.
Man. The only one I haven't seen is the Incredible Hulk. All or not there, like
I wouldn't really be too bothered about the Incredible Hulk.
no. But I am the type of person who was it Thor: Love and Thunder. I booked my tickets a month in advance for the launch night.
Love that.
Yeah,
Love
he's.
It was a good
Who's your
film.
favourite?
Favorite movie out of it all was probably Endgame because it blew me away.
Yeah.
Whenever Captain America got Thor's hammer, I was one of those people going, "Oh my god!"
Wouldn't even know.
The whole time,
So to be fair, the release night it is going to be the most hardcore of the hardcore.
To be fair,
Were you one of
actually-
those people that dressed up and like an outfit?
No,
or
actually, I
anything?
went to the launch night of Star Wars: The Force Awakens as well.
Yes.
But when I was leaving work, say I was working because it was Christmas time, we were in the 10
Yes.
because it was the Abbey Centre and they stayed open obviously quite late.
Mm-hmm.
And let's just say I walked into the 12:30 showing, and there was a lot of people dressed up. I was
Yeah.
like, I'm not
Your
quite that level.
Vroom, vroom. That's not one of us. Oh, no, that's not one
No,
of
it's
us.
actually not, because all our phones are in the car.
Yeah, and I'm actually kind of paranoid about that.
But
In case
yes,
it's not
other
recording.
than my nerdness, we're here at Dubshed. It's Friday. I'm out of my comfort zone. Tyree has been saying that she's out of her comfort zone.
You're out
and
of your
Michael-
comfort zone.
This is like new to me. I've never been here on a Friday.
But like, is
It's nice.
standing in front of a camera really out of your comfort zone?
I mean, yes and
An
no.
interview with two dicks like us, maybe, but like, you know, in general. I mean,
We're
you're
not two
media.
dicks.
Okay, one dick.
Well, I'm- I was-
you let
I'm
Terry
meaning
work
you
out which
too,
one
like.
that is, but
But at the same time, like as I was saying to Tyree earlier, this is very much like your kind of thing because you have the confidence to just walk up and talk to anybody.
yeah, it's that and the
Yeah,
fact that like,
shit.
do you know, yeah.
Sorry?
He doesn't give a shit.
No, he doesn't.
I do actually deep down. The reason why I am so like that is because deep down I am massively self-conscious, like hugely.
Does not
really.
No, like,
No, I
he
know.
was standing out there just.
I put on an incredible front, but I'm very, very self-conscious.
Doesn't look like a front,
Equally,
mate, I'll be
I
honest
am
with you.
still a bit like here as well. But
You're doing good.
thank you.
But to be
That's all-
honest with you,
that's all I
Michael
want.
says he sure you get Adam to clean your car, done an amazing job.
Yes, I don't
and
really have
then
to do much.
you were washing the car, and to say that
And
we had to
fucking
be
ruined
like,
it. I've ruined all of Adam's good
it's
work.
like, it's rinse off the suds. It's fucking grand. Rinse
I
off
can
the
still
suds.
see suds there.
And look at the
It's-
window. The window's a disaster.
Aye, but I need to go around the car. I really need to clean the wheels. So what we're going to do in a while is I'm going to pick the car up, and they're just going to keep talking. I'm going to jack up the car, and,
well, we're going to attempt the quick talk.
and I'm going to sit and work away and clean wheels. And whether I'm on the camera or off the camera, who knows? But
We'll give it a go.
for the time being, what's new?
Well, Michael, I was TB testing there this week.
Yeah.
We had a clear test like in January time, and then we had a second clear test this time. So it
Yes.
means then we're open to sell again, but we also have to do a bit of power washing. and
Yes.
Clean and disinfect the place so
course.
there's no more TB disease there. So we'll hopefully be open in the next week or so.
That's good.
The weather's been amazing, so
Yeah.
hopefully we'll get the cows out in the next week or so, which will be amazing because they'll come in and I'll have to clean every cow, and it'll make milking faster now.
Can I just say, I'm terrified of cows.
Why?
Really?
They
Cows are like
terrify
big
me.
grass doggos.
No, they're so scary.
Moo grass
How?
doggos.
big and
do you know what?
scary.
Like Becca's really good with dogs, okay? But like when I was asking her to cap cows, and she was like quite like, Michael, like this is quite scary, and I was like, these cows are big lovable things. Me and you take, because we've been raised around cows, we just take for granted that the majority of them are all right. You don't never mess with a bull, never trust a bull. But like cows, the majority of them, unless they've given birth, they're all
Dairy
right.
cattle are mostly docile because they're basically obviously handled with like every day.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, you still get like an odd one. They've all got their own
They'll kick you
personalities.
and
So
all, yeah. You know, cows have best friends, and they actually get very upset whenever you take them away from their
Yes.
friends. That's actually genuinely true. That's seriously,
well,
yeah.
they're very sociable animals.
Yeah,
like,
cows are
'cause
very,
it's-
because they're herd animals.
like with work, did a course and obviously like basically like moving cattle and herding them and that, and it baffles you whenever you actually listen into an expert on it, you know, about talk about flight zones and never go, obviously, like if you go to the cow's front shoulders, the cow will start to reverse because you just the way you're different moving and that. But enough about cows. Other than that, there I washed the Civic and the Golf because obviously the clear evenings are back, thankfully. It was dark whenever I watched them, but I
I
attempted
know, I'm
to.
looking too. It's a Capri.
Yeah.
That's so cool. That's rat looks dead. There's a lot
That
of
really works.
cars, a lot of commotion coming in around. This basically looks like an old muscle
Normally I
car.
don't like the Louvres.
Oh, I love the louvers.
I'm not particularly a fan, but no, it's quite cool.
So there's a lot of commotion going on here. It's
Anything new with yourself, Michael?
Probably the main thing is actually a big announcement regarding the merchandise.
I thought you were like, oh, what is this big announcement?
I'm leaving the so me and you yesterday were chatting to a company called Vigilantics.
Yes.
Vigilantics work
Michael
with,
decided to phone me.
yes, after
Whilst-
Connor had woke up from a nap.
Yes.
Now I preempted that and told Seamus, I goes, just on the phone, I was like, Connor's not being rude, I goes, but he is quite quiet, and he's like, he'll take a second or two to come round. He goes, I'll probably even be sleeping, and you can ask Seamus that genuinely. And then you came on and was like, hello, and I was
Yeah,
like, told you.
Thankfully, it was after 5 o'clock.
And so we have basically merch. Some we haven't done a lot of recently. A lot of it's been pre-order.
It was a very bad experience around Christmas time.
Yeah,
Not
Christmas
like-
put a bit of a
We're very
sickener-
thankful that everybody ordered, but
got
it
their
just
orders, but like as well.
Posty screwed up big time on us.
And we thought at one point we were going to have to go and rebuy like £300 or £400 of merch.
Easily.
So it was really, really panicking. We've now basically what we're going to do is become like a store. So Vigilantics is going like they do all the Northern Irish podcasts. They're mainly with the comedies, and I suppose they're branching out into culties now too with us. But
What kind of comedies do it?
we are on our days we can be funny.
Do you find us funny?
Don't ask that question.
No.
You don't want to know the answer to that. Just
I like the way you just stayed quiet there.
And so we'll have our own store on their website, which means you'll be able to order anytime rather than me releasing the website whenever it has to be released and waiting like for
Helps
2 or 3
logistics
weeks.
too. It turns out with the way things are going to work out,
I'm not at home,
People will
you're
get
about all
things
the
so much
time.
quicker.
Yeah.
Because the way it's working out now, we have a lead time of 5 weeks. That's a disaster.
Yeah.
Because obviously, if you've spent 50 plus maybe 100 quid,
You
and
want to
stuff,
get that
you want
quickly.
it very
Yeah,
shortly.
you want to get that quickly.
And I'm surprised a lot more angry folk that didn't get them.
Yeah, it was frustrating to be quite honest with the way the merch was handled. Like not with any of the printing, just with like the fact that everything took so long to like go out, and I had people messaging me over Christmas being like, and everyone was
Well,
reasonable.
that happens with pre-orders. Like we're
Everyone
not going to bad move
Everyone
anybody.
was reasonable and was
But
like,
this
yo, like,
opportunity came up, we could not say no to it.
so in the next few weeks, we're currently in the process of getting all pulled through. So in the next few weeks, our website should be live on the Vigilantics website, I guess, and that's where we'll be going with our merch from there on. So that's the biggest thing. Other than that, I've been away mainly with work. I was away all last week. However, a podcast listener did me a massive fucking solid today. What do you this? So, Michael, as a car transporter, as you know, Michael decided he thought it'd be a great idea to go and lift fertilizer with his car transporter. This
Yeah.
was fine, but come round the corner and the merch, or the fertilizer bags decided they were going to do this.
Oh my god, right. Before you go any further,
Yes,
so around this time last year it was very wet.
yes.
And we couldn't get fertilizer onto the ground with the tractor, it was going to make a mess. And the one thing you don't want to do is make a mess of your ground.
Yes.
Because obviously that brings clay up into the grass, and therefore the clay will end up in the silage,
Yes.
and then it's very bad for cows. So we got Conor McTurnan to come with the quad and
Yes,
sewer.
of course.
And we obviously then had to, I used the tractor, pellet the fertiliser bags, and then because his wee machine only could take like half a bag, you could only, like, it worked out I had to follow him around.
Yeah, of course.
And let's just say, I was on a main road, and I had it well strapped, and every fucking time I went around the corner, it turned out that I had to do 10k because the fertiliser bag was half off the drill.
Yeah, that's the way.
And it looked very sketchy.
Yeah, but
and no matter what way I did it.
Yeah, that was the same as me. So I strapped around the front, strapped around the back, thought, great, that's going nowhere. Then, on the way home then, Coleman was like, I was sort of lying to one side.
Did you not get a bale of 4 with the plastic around it? Because then it doesn't do that.
It broke.
Oh.
Yeah, it broke.
Oh.
Yeah. And then...
does that save me?
Yeah, well that broke on me. And then I was coming into Mahara and the bags were like this. And the next thing I met this car and someone was giving me the sham hand and I was like, right. And as I pulled in and the next thing, Johnny Stewart pulls in behind me. So Johnny Stewart, works for Moore, works for Stephen Moores. And he was like, well, what's the crack? And I went, not great. And he went, nah. He's like, do you know
I can tell.
And I was like, aye. And he was like, just even in case you wanted to, like, if I have to hold the strap up, he goes, I know it's a pain in the bollocks, like, strapping.
What? If we decide to look away, we're just looking at nice cars.
We're looking at nice cars, and there's a lot of them about here, like, we Fiesta as well as class. So, the next thing he pulled in, he helped me out. Oh, it's Dave Egan in the R33. So he pulled in, helped me strap it, and I got home and then used Mary to offload the four bags. So that was 2 ton off.
Could she lift the 4 at one time?
Yes.
Oh my god,
Yes.
I would not like to be standing underneath them all the time.
No. So the next time...
How did that work with the brakes then?
We don't talk about that. So one of the fellas who takes one of our sheds was like looking at me lifting it, and I lifted it with Mary and she just went up and I reversed back, and whenever I reversed back and like clunked her into neutral, she just sort of went and I was like, we're gonna go slow here. So drove her slow, put everything in, and then the next thing he just come to me and goes, David was like, hers wouldn't do that. And I was like, really? He goes, yeah, hers wouldn't do that.
Michael!
I love that. That's staying in. That's staying in.
To be fair, I was just waiting for that.
That's just fucking class.
I was like, when is it going to happen?
I'm sorry it was Alistair, but that was fucking class.
That was brilliant, yes.
He's a wild man too. Alistair Lennox Fields just walked across the front and goes,
No,
hello,
I feel like, do you know any time like somebody's taking a photo of their car? Or a photo of somebody's car, and then you're like casually like, oh shit, awkward.
I've just walked across the front of this. Yeah.
And then they're like, you bastard.
So anyway, she left it. I've just kicked my bumper. So she lifted it off, worked the very best, and I'm very, very happy about it. Other than that,
that's a great story.
Yeah, fantastic story. Got tested out the fertiliser store, all seems to be working. So I might sow out the fertiliser before I come here tomorrow. But it's a bit dry.
Though, well, put it this way, I'll not activate too well until it gets a bit of moisture, but there's that heavy I do at night, it might help.
It may help it, I think it will. Anyway, Tyree, as you're here and you've been staring at us now for the last, like, whatever number going.
Just going like, what the fuck are they talking about?
You can join in there, What's New, so, and I'm just staring.
What's new with yourself?
What's new with me? Not really a wild pile, to be honest.
Is this your first time at Dubshed?
No, I've been to Dubshed the last 2-3 years now.
Just Friday?
You weren't happy the last time you were here?
No, well, it wasn't the last time, but it was the time before that.
Okay. Did you show your car the last time you were here?
Two years ago. I think it was 2 years ago that I was showing PK. Obviously, she's not good enough for me indoor now. We were just out there, and not many people got to see the car right enough because we had the full Volkswagen Caddy owners.
There's a big thing about that on Facebook, but I'm not going to say too much.
So my car was just stuck in behind that, so I just wanted to leave, to be honest.
Yeah, fair.
But no, what's happening? So I don't know if you know this. I think you know this. So I'm obviously in Miss Great Britain Belfast at the minute.
Woo!
And
Jesus, there's some going on.
Why? And Top Gear and I are my sponsors.
Oh, very good.
Yeah.
Yes. They are giving me.
You're doing better than us then. We haven't got any sponsors.
Nobody's asked me to be Mr. Great Britain, to be honest with you.
Well, for the next 2 months.
Or Mr. Culture.
They're giving me a brand new GTD Mark 8 Golf to drive around in.
No, you never told me that. But
if anybody would like to, do anything for us, it would be.
Top Gear and I would like to sponsor the podcast.
It is. full ass looking. It's white. He's lowered it for me. It's on.
Well, that'd be cool.
It's on 20-inch wheels and everything.
Deadly.
It is unreal. I'll show you a picture of it.
Slightly jealous,
Yeah.
but fair play,
Just a wee
well
bit.
done.
Thank you. Thank you.
There's 2 twin cams just came by. Deadly. So you, well, I take it not brand new, but you're getting sponsored in a Mark 8 Golf.
That's deadly.
That's a really good sponsorship. Yeah.
Yeah. Tell me about it.
Yeah. That's
I'm
really good.
Very happy with that.
I would be very happy with that.
Yeah, I'm not at all jealous.
So the next time you see
No
me,
jealousy is
Not
coming
one
from us.
bit jealous.
Next time you see me, I'll give you a wee toot of the horn and just do a wee hello.
You got
Wee
a
wave.
back, but anyway.
I'll be like, fuck you.
So
To be fair though, Tyree wouldn't have road rage anyway. So if you meet her in the road, she'll...
yeah, you're quite a cam driver, are you?
No.
No. We're using the phone, like screaming at each other. or
No,
what?
so I sent a voice note about whereabouts it was and all that in the car park,
Yeah.
so that Terry knew where to meet us.
Yes.
And let's just say all I hear was, "The fuck you putting the indicator on for?" Oh, I'm so sorry. That's just my road rage. Sort of takes over me a wee bit.
Well, you stayed behind us, all right. I don't think I was going too slow on the way up the road.
No, you weren't.
No,
I had
fine.
cruise control on.
What was it
You will
then?
know what that cruise control is like, because the Mark 8s have it even better, because it's been behind the back.
It's got the adaptive
Yes,
cruise
so
control
I
as
just
well.
sat
We have
there
that in the transporter.
and
at work,
allegedly
and
was trying to
Jesus,
like
the job.
do roller shots and stuff.
Yes. What about on the way up here? So, coming off just after the West Line.
You did it me.
Yeah, I done a Conor, and I came round.
I was very annoyed that you did it me, because I couldn't do it me either.
So we came round, and you were like beside me, and I was like, "Let me go in front."
I knew rightly what you were
And
going
then
to
I come through, and then there's like below, like we call it the balls in the falls or the
well, it
Westigal.
is called the
It's
balls.
literally
of the
two
falls,
big balls in the falls. We
which
came.
actually were put there by my brother-in-law.
Yeah, Haston.
Yeah, he owns a Stilford,
Steve.
yeah.
Yeah, Steve.
Well, he doesn't own it. He works.
Yeah.
He's
Part
his
of
family
it.
owns it.
Yeah.
Man's back again.
Oh, he's been driving up and down there.
Just
as
do
well.
laps
The
here.
RUC wagon
A
has come
Philip
back in.
Spec Crime Stopper yoke.
No, they're recording. That's probably why. So I decided to cut and cross in front of you, and came into the big sort of tunnel, and I was driving, plunged her in neutral, give her a rev, flicked the anti-lag switch, and there was nothing. And I was like,
Oh, right.
there was nothing. And I went, oh. And then maybe, it felt like 5 seconds, but it was probably like a second and a half. There was this massive bang.
Do
And
you
she should have
mind-
flamed.
Yes.
Oh,
So, do you
damn
mind we went to JPCCMA and we went to their...
You don't even have your
fortnightly
phone on me. I thought you were checking for your phone there because someone's ringing. You don't even have your phone.
meet. You just said you don't even have your phone on me. I'm sitting there going, sorry, I'm standing there going like, why would he have your phone?
Who
I
knows?
know you're a doctor, but you don't need to take it off.
I'm not
But
that
anyway,
abusive.
no, the last time we went there, I, underneath every flyover, revved and made a bang.
Well, you mean you have to?
Exactly.
He
like,
does drive a Type R, yeah.
Mandatory.
Yeah, he has to live up to the
but,
stereotype. Like,
I don't know what to do with my hands anymore. So,
I'm not quite sure what to do with my hands.
but, so one of the times whenever we were on the way home, I did it underneath, but it revved, bang, and then after it, there was a really big bang.
Yes.
And I may have scared people in the lane beside me, I don't know, but then he was like, ha ha ha.
Was that you?
Anyway.
Robert Bell has just jumped in his car behind us, and someone's alarms just went off, and I thought it was his. Robert Bell, of course, drives the purple Lexus that's now very loud.
No, it's.
That's a rotary start.
It sounds like a rotary start.
No, that is a rotary start.
Oh, so it wasn't Rob start. Oh no, that is a drift.
That
gear
is
start.
a rotary start.
Yeah, that is genuinely
No,
a
he
rotary
hasn't
start.
put a-
I thought it was just a really loud exhaust in Rob's IS-200. But no, man, this meat wagon's away again. You're probably not even going to hear us that well now with all the
Probably
noise of
not.
everything happening. But yeah, so I was not expecting the bang to come out of that thing at all.
I was like, well done. I am proud of you. Like,
I was waiting for it.
I genuinely think the guys that were in the van behind, like beside you, were like that absolute fucking ballback.
well, see, I looked at them after, and they didn't seem that badly phased. Like the last time I done that there, was on the way down to do Cork and Kerry while I'm up away, and I done it. Do you know where the N7 goes? Are you underneath?
Yes.
I revved the car, and then I had a van load of workers that went, fucking yeah.
Is that the Red Cow? The Red Cow Hotel? I think it is. That
Not
is
sure.
a very, very loud rotary.
Well, yeah, they normally
They are
do.
normally quite loud.
The only thing though is I don't care what anybody says. Personally, I prefer that car when they bought it.
I prefer an original FD, yes.
No. The kit they had on it.
What kit was on it?
I do not know the name of it. It's in my head, but
See, I
if
would
I
just
try to
do like
pronounce
the old
it, it's disaster.
Rihanna style RX-7, like with the pop-up headlights.
What do you call it?
Rihanna or whatever it's called.
Yes, that was the kit they had on it.
All right.
Yes. I feel like you're cow.
I'm a wee bit, but like it's grand.
It's not too bad.
You just stand there like.
So, but anyway, we got here. We got here and then pulled in.
Thankfully, my pockets held my hands.
I know, I don't.
We washed the car.
It's always being a woman, like you don't have pockets.
Funny story. You might find this funny, might not. So, on one of the occasions I went to Tesco and Asda to buy jeans.
Yes.
Right? I seen that they had a section of the jeans by Lee, and like I have a pair of really good jeans, and they're Lee jeans. So I was like, oh my god, they're fucking doing them and they're reasonable money. So I looked and seen the size, it was like 32, 30, I was like, happy days my size. Got home, was like, why the fuck are these pockets so small? Because
no,
obviously
you need
women's
the big
jeans are like
pockets.
size 14, 12, whatever, right?
You need the big pockets, like.
So I went back and I go to them and I was like, no, I'm returning these because like, you know, they're my size, but the pockets are so small. I see, oh my goodness, you wouldn't believe, for some reason, them Lee jeans, the women's are the same as the men's, the way they size them.
Yes.
And I was like, I've just bought one of these jeans. Because the pockets were like this.
My ass looks great in these.
I didn't notice them very tight around the hips.
So, well, we got here anyway, washed the car, and then...
No, Michael washed the car.
Badly.
Me and Tyree
And we
watched
pointed
you.
out the bits that you
Yep.
did not do.
And then
Yes.
still haven't done. And
Yes.
then...
But it's more important to turn your neons on,
Yes.
which you may be
Oh,
able
now
to
they're
see.
the wrong colour, aren't they? Nah, I'll be fine. I'll need to probably turn them off in a bit to save battery. But, yeah.
Because that'll be the next thing.
Yeah. I'm sure someone
You've
here...
never went to Dubshed with a dead battery, have you?
No.
I think you have.
Oh, yeah, 2014. Yeah, the 207.
You fucked about with the hydro that
Playing
much.
with the hydraulics that much that I couldn't start the car. And then Stephen Chambers, like, oh, you're a dick. Laughed at me, wouldn't start his wouldn't start the other. Same thing, playing about with the hydro too much. And then my car decided it didn't want to go into reverse and only wanted to take third and fourth gear.
There now?
Yeah, that's why I had to let. So I created a.
Because to be fair, we looked over at you and the car was basically on the side.
Yeah, so basically I have modified the shifter rod in the car and may or may not have put thread lock on it. I say I haven't. And basically I adjusted to make it a bit longer. It still needs a wee bit of sorting anyway, so but basically the nut come loose. So
With
instead
thread lock on it?
No, without thread lock.
Okay.
Because the things, the nuts come loose, and basically when I was moving the gear selector side to side, instead of actually like
I may
moving,
have been like this year at it, you know?
oh,
That's going to look really bad in the camera.
Yeah.
But I may have shifted it side to side quite a lot because I didn't know if I was going in
Yeah,
first.
no, it's-
Because I,
it
for the
is.
first time ever, actually moved your car under its own power.
Yeah.
Rather than pushing it.
yeah, normally, yeah, you probably push my car more than yeah.
Literally, I pushed your car more than drove it.
So
Because it's done more miles in the trailer than it has in its own power.
that's
Good car.
great car. That's genuinely true.
Yes.
So yeah, got that sorted anyway. Went to SP Tools. Shout out to SP Tools.
Oh, fair enough, that
who gave me well originally Owen Duffy, listener of the podcast as well, was going to help me, and then I freaked out and panicked because he was like, oh, I don't know if I will have something.
Okay.
And came in, SP Tools gave me one. When I landed back, Owen also had one, and I was like, all right, okay. The original plan, I was actually supposed to be parked up with Owen Duffy. He's on my hit list for today, or maybe tomorrow, but
Where is Owen's car?
he's over in the other hall. So they must be doing all German cars over in the hall instead of just VWs.
yes.
Some years they do
Folks,
all.
just doing an announcement. This is very, very loud.
That's really loud.
That's
Yeah.
very
The
loud.
cafe is open over in Icor if anybody's hungry. They are open and serving and really good food. So over in Icor, they're open till 8 o'clock, I think.
Might
So get your scanning.
might take you up on that, Gethin.
When he does the work there, we turn the camera to him and we go off and get ourselves something to
And he
eat.
talks to himself.
Exactly.
That's actually not a bad idea.
Yeah, I think I'm just going to turn the camera off while we talk. This has actually went quite well. I'm happy with it, with how we've done this. Like we're clearly
As
off.
long as it's picking up our voices.
Yeah, well, we'll just have to check that now. But at least look,
You're still blue anyway.
it's starting to get a bit busier here now. So what we're going to do is we're going to go around and talk to a few people while they're cleaning their cars, go and annoy a few ones, and yeah, we'll call it that. So next time you see us, we'll be standing chatting to someone else. So
Of course, you have to explain that.
yeah, obviously breaking the fourth wall as usual. So yeah, you can go get something to eat. I'm going to start cleaning my wheels. See you all in a bit. So we're here with Peter Warnock. He is our first victim of the night.
Absolutely.
You're here, and we're standing in front of, what is this?
2004 Toyota Crown Majesta.
V8.
V8 4.3 3Z.
Deadly. And what all have you done to it since you bought it?
Well, the first thing I had done to it was change the wheels out because I had a set of 19s on it for the 20s. Looks better to me, so done that. Then I realised I had the front brakes of an IS-200 diesel.
Nice.
Shite. So it's now got front brakes of a VXR Insignia.
I thought.
Yeah, so 2-piece discs with a 4-pop Brembo caliber.
Cool. That's cool.
But then I got the hat of the 2-piece disc re-drilled, the 5x114. So I've got the sort of multi-fitment type thing.
They're 5x120 actually.
Yeah, so bit of work. I didn't do it. Someone else did it, so it's done right.
What's your favourite modification?
Favourite modification?
Yeah.
Yeah, probably the remap. So
That is, actually, to be fair, there was one day you were coming past us, we were heading to LZ Fest, and I remember you came by and you just, whatever you done with, is it a switch? Or
no, so it's just
ignorant all the time.
Yeah, guy over in England does all the IS-200 V8 swaps.
Yes.
I sent the
What's his
Phoenix
name?
engine management.
Yeah.
So I sent the ECU off to him, and he was like, "Yeah, you get the remap." And I went, "I want as many pops and bangs as possible. I want it ASVO. I want it annoying spec."
That's
and
class.
he done it.
I
And
remember you coming past me and it was just
Bang, bang,
and I was
bang,
like,
bang.
holy shit. And then you just took off at like 80 miles an hour and I was like, nice, because I was driving real slow because of a big camber. And,
Yeah.
oh my god, that's a D-turbo.
it is indeed.
Sorry, this
Country boys just came out of you there.
this podcast has been interrupted by a Zara. What about the interior?
Interior, honestly, I haven't done a wide lot. So interior wise, it already came with seat covers on it. It's actually fabric seats, not leather.
Yes,
I put TV headrests in,
that's cool.
TV sun visors. There's now a PS2 that runs off all that.
Yes.
I got an old school Carzoni, whatever it is.
Yeah, I know the one you're looking
Armrest subwoofer, just to get a bit of more sub, and then I put 2 speakers on the parcel shelf, just sort of early 2000s spec. It came with the VIP table already
That's
in
class.
it, so it is. So
cool.
wasn't a lot really. I changed the steering wheel to the silk blade steering wheel. It's called a pistol grip, sort of the chunkier steering wheel.
That's class.
And then there, just recently, I got a Apple CarPlay kit from Australia, which allows me to actually use 2004 touchscreen
Oh,
with CarPlay.
that's so
Somebody
cool.
worked that out, and as soon as I seen it, I was
so
like,
cool.
"Gimme, buy."
That's
You know,
unreal.
I couldn't say no. So, but I'm now dailying it at the minute because I'm a new job.
Fucking hell.
Started a new place down in Larne, so I'm now dailying it.
Oh god,
So
sorry. Commiserations.
I know. So cheeky plug. But yes,
like-
so I know.
Do you have to like wash when you come in the evening to get the smell out?
Well, that's the
or-
thing, is I actually washed my hands before I left the
I
place,
hear
and then
you.
I touched Lauren, and then I don't live in Lauren. I'm BT38. I'm not Lauren. I'm Carrick.
Oh god.
Shut your mouth.
Just to mark Collins off the screen there.
Yep.
What's the next plan?
Honestly, changed away from factory air
Yes.
because it has pissed me off. Something shocking this week. It blew a fuse, but I didn't know it blew a fuse, and I went to Newry and got a height sensor thinking it was that, which is not cheap in that thing. I went everywhere. I went hunting. I had multimeters. I had probes. Everything to find out it was a fuse that you have to resolder. So I've never done any of this before. I'm not an auto electrician. I'd fit anything to the car, but
yeah.
the electrics, no.
Yeah.
And but it's now working until the fuse blows again.
And then
I don't know why the fuse blew, but it's not blown now, so I don't care.
just put a big bolt in and instead of
Yeah, basically. I think it's the 2 compressors running off the one thing, but I don't care. It works.
Fair,
So it airs out now, so.
that's unreal. So I'm with one of my closest friends actually, Calvin Kirby. You've been mentioned so many times in the podcast, it's unreal. Calvin, don't be nervous, it's alright, it's only going to be 5 minutes, like it's fine. Calvin, what is this?
This is not quite your bog standard IS-200.
Well, it was when we got it because I was with you and we went to lift it.
When we got a hold of this car, it was possibly going to be the parts car or something to mess about in before I got the one that was going to be this.
Yeah, that's correct. You
And
won
then-
in a raffle, didn't you?
Yeah, as
And
a near enough bog standard
Stager.
stager. And then after a while, I realised it was
Probably clean.
It was probably good enough to be the car, to be what it is now.
Yep.
So,
what all have you done to it then since you've inherited it? So shall we speak?
So
or what not have you done rather?
When we started off, it was exterior first.
Yes.
So it was paint, kit.
And what kit is it?
It's a BN sports kit from 86 Aero.
Yes.
And then we went for the bags, and then it started off just to sell one-piece wheels just to get us started.
720s or something, wasn't it? Yeah.
720 style 46.
Yeah.
And then
had Helios on it at the point.
I had Helios on it at that point. It's had a few things on it at that point. We then done a wee bit of interior work.
Yes, that's right.
Changed to a two-piece split work CRTP.
I loved them. They were my favourite wheels until what you have now.
Until these, they were my favourite, if I'm honest. And then we went D8 swap with the help of yourself.
Yes.
We didn't have between us anywhere near the knowledge we have now. And we might have a wee bit of knowledge by now.
Just a wee bit.
So
it's a 1UZ VVTA.
1UZ VVTA from an LS400.
Yes.
Which was a car we bought and also staged.
There's a video of me doing a burnout across my yard in it.
Before we took the engine out. And it was actually a really clean car.
Yeah, it's actually a complete shame. I wish I'd kept that for the 606 swap.
It was worth absolutely nothing, but it's Coke cans now.
Yeah.
Because we used it as a skip.
Yep. Literally. We used the bonnet for sliding across the yard.
In the snow, yeah.
So I've used your old bonnet for that actually as well, I think. Yeah. Yep.
And initially we just got it in, got it running. Didn't really do a whole lot. And then sort of something I've always wanted to do was make it in a way that I can show this bay and be proud of it.
Yes.
So
it looks class, to be fair.
And now sort of spiraled out of control, made on the whole underside and everything.
Yep.
With the help of Jack.
Yeah, Jack McGarry, shout out to him. We're going to get him in a bit.
We've got it to a stage now where I'm proud to take the bonnet off and show everybody.
Yeah, because you weren't, but to be fair, there were big cutouts here from where
to get her low enough.
I remember you cutting them in my shed.
We had some modified strut tops.
Yes, great job.
But
great job.
We've found another way around that now.
Yes,
to get her low enough. You can probably do something with that. I don't know. About this sort of stuff.
Yeah, no idea what just happened there with the Lambos. But we were just interrupted by like two Lambo, or a Lambo and a Porsche in a cold start, and it was really fucking loud.
That's a McLaren, mate.
Shows you how much I know my supercars. So then we got it all done. You've now got a show bay, you're in air suspension, you've got a V8, you're now mapped as well, almost kind of.
Mapped in the process of getting her tuned on a Max ECU race.
Yes.
Which we've moved into the glove box, so its own standalone fuse box and everything.
Same as what I have, yeah.
It really is. It's well sorted now.
So. Finally, the wheels.
The wheels are new for this year. They are work GT5s.
They are fucking class. Can you even see the wheels in the camera, Terry?
Yeah, brilliant. I seen these when they first came out a couple of years ago, and wanted a set. And this year was the time to pull the trigger with them.
So cool.
Worth the wait.
What's next?
Who knows? At this stage, I think when you're at this stage of build, things go
haywire very quickly.
A bit Pete Tong, really.
Yeah. Oh, I know.
And we're especially into the stage with the ECU and everything now.
Yeah. Are you going to drift it?
I hope to.
Yes.
I've done a bit of drifting with it before.
Yes, you did. You did, exactly. That's why.
I enjoyed it, but I haven't driven the car in 18 months now.
That's why you need to go to Mandela Park to learn how to drive it.
So it's strange driving it again.
I'm so happy to see it driving under its own power again. Like.
But not just not just having it here is brilliant to have it here again,
it's class
but just actually having it out on the road.
So you drove it here?
Yeah.
That's class.
And it's the first time, it's the longest run it's had in 18 months.
That's unreal.
And just to have it out on a nice day like that, unbelievable.
Yeah, that's class. Calvin, thank you very much.
Thank you.
So we're here with Jack McGarry. Jack, again, one of my closest friends as well. Jack.
Unfortunately.
Hey. What have we got here then?
An old Datsun.
An old Datsun, aye.
We have an old Datsun, yeah. No, R32, 89 GTR.
Deadly.
Had it.
You've had it quite a while.
8 years now.
Yeah, you've had it quite a while.
Yeah,
you had the S15.
Had it, done
That was
that,
fun.
and then back whenever there was only about $2,000 the difference between the two of them, I traded up for one of these,
Yes.
and just been footering at it ever since, really.
So what all of you, whenever you bought it,
When I bought it, I was
have you
still.
heard them as well? They started when we were recording with Calvin. That's the Ferrari and the McLaren.
I'm gonna have to
Or
go
not
down
Ferrari,
and have a nosy at
Lamborghini and McLaren.
I'm gonna have to go down and have a nosy at that.
They actually are quite cool. Not
No.
that I know much about supercars.
I was still on twin turbos when I had it. They
Yes.
were upgraded like HKS ones, that like an induction kit and a few bits and pieces on it. And it was like that for 4 years or so
Yes.
anyway. And then I took an Ocean one night, one evening, I just took the manifolds off, I was going to port them.
Yes.
And like I was in the middle of doing that and waiting on gaskets coming, and I found out that HKS intake kit I had was worth a fortune. So I ended up selling all of that and then the single turbo conversion.
Yes.
And I actually ended up about 200 quid up from the whole thing. By the time even by the time it was mapped on a downpipe and all, so then it was about 650-ish break from there, and then had it like that for a year or two, and then cracked the block.
That's right.
Yeah,
M1 block as well.
yeah. No, there's like a the crack just below the oil feed for the turbo. There's like a twisting
Remember
force
that.
on them with the 4-wheel drive. So
Yeah, yeah.
Nissan actually started making new blocks because of it. So got a new block, and then while the engine was out, I kind of got carried away with the
Presentableness
this.
of it. And you V-cammed it.
And VCAM, yeah, that's the best I've done to it by far. Just the response out of the thing now is unbelievable. Like even if you look at the port curve of the dyno graph, it just like comes up into a flat.
Yeah, because you were showing how like it just brings everything on so much better.
It's on full boost by like 3.5, 4.
Huh?
Aye.
What turbo that's
not
nice?
3.5 4s, but we're on full chap by about 4 anyway.
That's unreal.
It looks a lot bigger than it is. That the reason I kind of went for that EFR is because it's actually internally gated for the
Yes.
size of it, but smaller exhaust housing and a genuine proper twin scroll.
Yes.
And then you've like your boost controller and a blow-off valve and all sort of integrated into
Yes.
it. But they're a phenomenal turbo. Like
So you, like most other people, including myself, have all went externally wastegated, so we have the big screamer pipe pointing to the ground.
well, I just
Right.
didn't want it to be stupidly loud. Is even the main
okay,
thing with
fair.
the gear and like the worst thing about them cars is the gearbox.
Yeah.
The ratios are
They're
shit,
pretty
to be
dumb,
honest.
like yeah, you're doing
First
70
to
miles an hour.
fourth are too long and fifth too short for
Yeah.
cruising, so you're like sitting at 70, 80 mile an hour on the motorway, you're just slightly in boost,
Yeah,
and she just drinks fuel. So then
Yeah.
you're going to be, gate might be open a bit and it could be loud, and plus there's some conflicting theories about internally gated can be somewhat better for boost control or worse.
Yes.
It depends what way you freaking look at it, but it was simpler as well. Didn't
Fair,
have to
yeah,
didn't
yeah.
have to
That is
fab a
true, yeah.
manifold. And they're a wee bit
easier.
more expensive than a Garrett or whatever, but then by the time you buy a wastegate and buy a boost controller and all the rest of it,
buy
it
all
actually
that.
works out the same price. So.
Yeah. So what is your favourite mod?
Probably the VCAM.
Well, mine's is your fuse box cover.
I came from a guy in Italy actually.
Yeah, I know. That's
Random,
class.
yeah.
It's just looks like an old perfume case.
Ah, yeah, right enough actually, yeah. And then what other bits? R35 Master, that's my phone. That'll be me looking at me.
Yep.
R35 Master booster.
That's right, because you couldn't get an R32 on.
Couldn't get an R32 one for love nor money. Ended up looking at part numbers and a photo one night. And I was like, that looks like it fits. But like it was 400 or 500 quid for a used 32 one,
Yeah.
and I got a Master and a booster for like 120 quid from
That's
the breakers.
right, I remember
and
that.
it more or less bolted in.
That's class.
Like Nissan had been using the same bulkhead tooling for 30 odd years, like so.
so cool.
And then like a lot of stuff underneath, like arms and Nolan's dampers and
Yeah.
roll bars and everything, like so.
And the Tesla delete.
Oh God, no. That's
you've done that?
no, you never. No, the Tesla's a 4-wheel drive.
Oh, sorry.
I-
high cast. That's
high cast, yeah.
That's the 4-wheel steering. Isn't
Yeah,
it?
throw it in
That's
the
what I
bin
meant,
because
yeah.
you will die if you don't.
Yeah.
But no, the Tesla's still there, 4-wheel drive, and I've like a couple of different wee like piggyback ECU on it, and then a wee
You have a
different.
Doloc controller, haven't you?
Yeah,
or
and then I've
something,
just a torque split controller as well, so you can just send everything to the front if you want.
And you can also put it into full rear wheel drive if you really want.
Yeah, but then the only annoying thing about that is you have to come to like a complete stop to
Yeah,
turn it back
yeah,
on,
of
but
course, I
it's not
understand.
the end of the world, like, but
Well, what is next?
keep driving it until it breaks.
I thought it was my car. That'd be like today. Broken
No,
my hand.
well, yeah, she keeps throwing power steering belts around, like,
She does, aye.
but that's just whenever you're going to track it and you're high RPM sort of thing. So
Yeah.
I finally ordered that wee kit that puts an extra idler pulley on it for it.
Yeah, it's fair. That's probably.
So that should be here shortly.
A lot.
And then I'll probably put the semi-slicks on the 18s even because I'm cooking the fucking brakes all too much.
Yes.
I think it's because if you look around, there's like a sheet of paper between the caliper and the
there's
disc in the 17s.
Yeah, there's absolutely no clearance.
Whereas actually, there was one day I was at Kirkiston and it was started drizzling a bit, and I thought, I'll just throw them ones on and have a bit of crack. And it was breaking earlier,
Yeah.
but I wasn't overheating them as much.
Yeah, okay.
And then I said, because I'd done everything, I'd put ducts on them, like pipes, and then got like ones on the, what you call it, control arm from, they were off a Porsche actually,
Yes.
911. Still helped a bit, deck cell pads and everything, but still after sort of 5-6 laps you were cooking them.
For anyone who doesn't know, by the way, like Jack, looks like a show car. This thing gets driven like it's on death's door at all times.
It was a Mandela last Sunday.
Yeah, you had a Mandela. Apparently, you're like, I've heard stories of you drive. I've seen it actually, to be fair, in my own eyes. Like you just flying by everybody, coming onto the straight, just like as if it's easy mode for everybody else, because everybody's taking it easy and you're just driving like a someone.
It gives you a lot of confidence. I mean, I don't want to push it too much because like I want to get it home in one piece.
Yes.
But the amount of grip out of the thing's incredible.
It is. It feels like you're in a cloud.
Yeah, but like it just sticks. But it was actually quite funny last Sunday because they had all the touring cars down.
Yes.
But them boys are, fully stripped, sitting on full slicks.
Yeah.
But like come the straights, I was gone, and then after maybe 3 or 4 corners, they were sort of creeping back.
Yeah.
They were breaking like 100 metres later. It was ridiculous.
That's class. Jack, thank you very much.
No, absolutely.
Wee short one.
I will see you tomorrow night anyway.
I am so glad this is what Dubshed has become.
I know. In what reality?
Conor has said to me,
They would have laughed at us 10 years ago.
yeah. Jack, I thought yours was the best car in here, but honestly, like, sorry. This is now the best car in here. Where are we rolling?
Oh, it's going the whole time.
Even better. So,
fine.
we're here with the tallest boy at Dubshed and possibly one of the tallest men in the country, Robert Bill. Although you changed your name to John on Facebook like 10 years ago and everyone calls you John Bill, and it really fucking annoys me. But anyway, the true reveal of John Bill is his name's actually Robert.
It's actually my middle name, so I have interchangeable. I have 3 first names, so I can use whichever one I want.
So, I know you have a GT86, but you bought the Lexus a few years ago.
Yep.
So, we have 2 for price of the one because we're right on Calvin Kirby here, but why the Lexus?
At the time, I thought I had the money sitting, and I thought these things are going up in price, so I'd buy it now.
Yeah.
And started looking, found a 1999 SE in silver.
Yes.
And this is what it has become.
So what colour is it? It's a Porsche colour?
It's Porsche Ruby Stone Red. 58N, I think the paint code is.
Yes.
I have most of it on my hand as well.
Yes, I see.
But
so what all have you done to it then?
Basically, the colour is BC coilovers. It is a CAS 2090 Super Q diff. I think it's a Supra diff. I went for that because I wanted
For the
to,
horsepower?
to make it safe, so it was never going to blow a diff up, if that makes sense.
A whole 150 horsepower.
Yeah, and BC coilovers.
That's a shout.
Yeah, and they're custom spring loading, so it's very stiff.
Yes.
But I don't want to roll them because these cars from standard are quite rolly.
They are
so
very, very boaty.
I didn't really want it to cope onto a wing, so I stiffened it up. Apart from that, really nothing in the interior or the engine, just an exhaust, and it's it's past its best.
Right.
But
What's next for it?
Well, I don't know. I don't know if it's coming home with me.
Oh, really?
It might be sold
Oh, seriously?
to
A certain
raffle company, maybe.
that may or may not be here and may not be looking at it right now. Yeah.
Maybe. But if they want to buy it, they can buy it, and if it wants to stay, it doesn't cost me anything. Obviously, you can't finance an IS-200.
No. I mean, some people would try, I'm sure,
But oh well. It doesn't owe me anything. I have the GT86, like you say.
what's happening with it? Because,
It's taken a wee sabbatical, so it has.
I see that,
it's been in my garage. I parked it there last December, and it hasn't left.
I feel like I haven't seen that car in about 4 years.
Yeah.
It was here 2 years ago.
It was here 2 years ago. It is a Rocket Bunny kit and all for it.
We're just being
There's Conor McCann.
Cam has just invaded our recording. You're next, by the way. Save it fair.
Yeah, no, I have a rocket bunny kit for the GT86.
That's right.
I have a pile of stuff sitting for it. It's just, I wanted to build one of these. It's done now. It's pink.
Yeah, it's cool. Like
It's
R33 wings on it, which obviously you can't see in the camera.
Yeah.
Just want to get out of the way here. This is fun recording live.
That's it. I'd just like to mention one thing for the podcast. Michael Scullion sold me a Bora in 2017, and it might have been the ropiest car I have ever owned in my life.
I have given that car so much abuse myself on the podcast. That car, it was a fucking dose. It's probably the worst car I ever owned.
Yeah.
And then you could offload it. I actually sold it to Owen Maguire, won it back in a raffle. Also never paid for the raffle ticket.
Yeah.
Won it back, and then had all the good stuff was taken out of it.
Most of the interior.
Yep.
Anti-roll bar.
Yep. Probably springs as well.
Yeah.
Yep. And then you bought it. Had a death map on it, I'm pretty sure, when you bought it.
Yep.
And I think that it's in the scrapyard in the sky.
It is. I also would like to apologise for what I did when I came to buy it. I did.
Oh yeah, you brought like 4 of your mates, didn't you?
Yeah, don't do that. See, when you're going to buy a car, don't bring 4 of your mates and then expect the boy to be alright. Because I knew Michael before I went to buy it,
right.
but I didn't know him that well. Don't take strangers to other people's yards. I'm very sorry.
Rob, it's been a pleasure. Thank you very much.
Are we
still blurred?
No, we're
That's
okay.
alright. Start again?
Yeah.
Okay, script us to do that. Yeah, Jake. I don't think we've ever met.
No, Jake.
Michael,
Nice to meet you.
how's it
How
going?
are we?
Jake, you have apparently you're doing media this weekend.
Yeah, so Gethin asked me very kindly would I...
Did he actually ask you kindly, or were you just sort of told?
I was sort of more told, yeah, just do
Yeah,
TikTok.
yeah,
So
yeah.
if you see me in your face with a camera, I do apologise.
That actually happened to you earlier.
It did.
Great time.
It was great.
So are you going to
Watch
claim? Are you going to claim that you own Richie's car?
So this is my car. It's a lovely shade of brown.
Richie's going fucking raging.
Sorry, Richie. I do love you, really. It's a very nice car.
So have you been
Check.
involved with any of the preparations around here at all, or just did you?
Bits and bobs. I just pretend like I know what I'm doing.
Good enough,
I'm the poster boy today, apparently.
Yes. Apparently you've got the best hair out of everybody.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it went so curly today. It's just water, baby shampoo.
I'm just so jealous because mine's is actually going, but anyway. No,
It's just stress, isn't it?
That's
It's
what it
just
is.
stress.
Stress. So what's like your Dubshed weekend? What's your favourite bit?
The chaos.
That's
People hate it, but I love it. It's the chaos, everyone getting thrown in, everyone surrounded, having a bit of a laugh, abusing
Yes.
people on TikTok. It's my new favourite thing.
I think you're quite good at that. Actually,
Yeah, it's great. Look,
And like, what's your plans with it for the next couple of days?
to get my phone as close into people's faces as I can.
I think you're doing a pretty good job.
Yeah, I'll work it out. Yeah, I will.
And is there anything you're not looking forward to this weekend?
Probably the same answer, because as much as I'm doing this, I'm kind of not the confident person that everyone thinks I am.
Do you know what? I think the way you come up to me and approached me, it was really fun. It did catch me a bit off guard, but you got me right in front of the Zara, which happens to be stood beside me at the minute.
That is a bit of you, is the only way I can describe
this
it.
is limited set differences here. A
Yeah.
fucking Zara coupe at Dubshed. Tyree, do you want to turn the camera actually around a wee bit, like, and you can come here too, like.
Yeah.
This is the owner's not here, but this is like a part of me. This is literally laser green Zara, Aza base, West Coast kit. Jake, like, would you imagine that? Like, what age are you?
I am 27.
Okay, so
I'm
you're
26.
not that much younger than
I'm
me.
26.
So could you imagine, like, you've probably been Dubshed since the start.
I've been here a few years, yes.
Did you ever think you'd see this inside Dubshed?
I only dreamed.
I am here
I only
for it.
dreamed of it.
I am so fucking here for it. Jake, it's been a pleasure.
It has.
Thank
so
you.
nice to meet you. Absolutely.
And yourself.
Yeah.
Jack, you're back in the pod.
Again, I did
Again.
promise I'd come back.
You
Right,
did
to be fair.
say you did say you'd be back. So we're here at Dubshed. It's now Saturday. All the other interviews I done last night was the Friday. So we're here. Jack, I know you talked about your car on the podcast. It's now clean. Really clean. Last time
and
I-
it has the bump rod. Last time it
That's
didn't have the
that's
front.
right.
It didn't have the front end on the last time you saw it.
So basically, the question was this: if anybody else hasn't really listened before, just basically, what is it? Very quickly.
It's an E36. Started life as a 316. Now it's a fully built RB25 and a Pandem kit and probably countless other bits.
Yes, it's on air suspension.
Air suspension, work wheels, cage out of an S14. Full.
Hang on, you never told me that last time. That's a cage at an S14.
Yeah, it's Cusco S14 cage.
Ah, that's cool.
No, it doesn't fit right, but it fits enough for €50.
It also has a screamer pipe that's going to melt its fuse box.
No, because the fuse box, that's actually only there because it covers a hole now. The only fuses in there are for my headlights, everything else is in under the dash.
Yes.
Thanks to Mr. Andrew Kinna.
So, RB, was it Matt last time I was here?
The last time it was just finished.
It was just finished.
Just
and
finished.
you made
500. Well, 499.6, I think is what the number was.
What fuel?
Irish normal road fuel.
No, I only
fancy.
made 374, so
I don't even know what they're 95 maybe.
95 is 95.
Yeah.
What is your favourite mod to this car? I know there's everything. I think I already know the answer to this.
The
but
engine is I think is the biggest.
I thought you were going to say the kit.
Well, see the kit is but the engine makes the kit.
100%. So
if this was still even a 328, I don't think everyone would be, Scandal, it's still only. It's still only. It's the typical car thing, it's still only.
And are you coming drifting with me at the Drift Games Bash in this thing at some point?
Once the clutch is better because I tried doing donuts.
We're getting interrupted.
Your train is now boarding on platform 2. Just for anyone who doesn't speak train conductor.
Because I can't wait, because obviously you built this with it. Now it is clean as fuck. It may end up the same as mine, where it started off really clean, although you can paint it, but you'll use it.
Yeah.
And
there's a lot more painted since you were last out as well, like half the kit is painted again.
Oh shit, wow. Yeah. So how deep are you in now?
In money wise? Not as half as bad as people think, 35. Still, it's not great, but it's fair in comparison to some of the plants around here, and not too bad.
7 grand of mistakes in my car.
Exactly.
Anyway, but well, to be fair, there's a lot of mistakes in this one originally too.
Yeah.
Which we talked about on the original podcast. To be
Yes.
fair. Jack, what is next?
This house.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah,
And then I have another project in mind that
are you going to reveal anything or say absolutely nothing?
it's going to be very similar style to this, just a lot more modern.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Jack,
I'll tell you off camera.
Yeah. Thanks very much. So, Adam McCartney, one of my best friends. Adam, you done me a massive solid earlier.
I did.
So we came late to Dubshed today at Fertilizer show this morning.
Mm-hmm.
I arrived here. You had my car cleaned.
I did.
Thank you.
Again.
Yeah. So Adam actually done my car. Adam, this takes me back to the days of remember Players 2014.
Yep, sitting on a car park in
Sitting
a
in the
hotel.
car park in a hotel, cleaning my car.
Yeah, because you don't clean your car.
I am terrible.
Only man I know.
Will I be able to get you on this today? So transition, because we've moved. So like you are here, you know, back in the days, like how long we've been friends for, like what, 10 11 12 years at this point.
Like that.
So you're here today in the Gulf, in the Gulf Hour.
Yep, misfiring and all.
You didn't have to tell the viewers.
I know, that's life, that's cars, isn't it?
So I know it's not here because you're standing in front of my car because you're inside.
And I don't get inside.
Well, it's okay. Can you talk us through, even though we're standing in my car, can you talk us through your car? Just briefly.
Yeah, just put the BCs in there a couple of weeks ago.
BC coilovers, yes.
Pan Racing, JR7s.
Yes.
Inky reps.
Yes. Actually, if you actually hold the JRs beside the 7 guys, as we have done, you won't know on the badge. So,
yeah, and you can't put an Inky center cap on it, we tried.
No. That's probably
I mean, I would never do that.
No, never at all.
No. Yeah, if you put an Inky sticker on it, you would never, apart from the weight, but like who's picking up people's wheels?
Yeah, that's true. So you originally had we all know you from the Lexus back in the day.
The Lexus. Hi, Vicky.
We're live recording Dubshed, as you know.
Awkward.
This is literally always been. You're actually doing very well.
Thank you. I'm definitely not looking at the camera. I'm looking at her shoes.
Oh fuck! Don't be letting me go in.
I'm trying not to.
So you had the Lexus. Now you've recently come back into the car scene.
Yeah.
For someone who had left it for a while and now have come back, how do you see things have changed?
Well, it's obviously the new cars I've never seen.
Of course.
Obviously, you see a lot through Instagram and
Yes.
stuff. I know it's Saturday.
Yeah.
This place seems chiller.
That's always been the vibe of
Is it on
here.
Saturday?
Yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah,
Usually
in
I'm
general,
here
even
Sunday.
tomorrow, this would still be the more chill half.
Fair enough.
That's just always the way it's been.
I mean, there's the build quality's gone up. I would say,
especially I think in this hall.
Yeah.
Because I don't know whether the VW build quality's gone down, because I've actually seen a lot more good VWs. Like there was a couple of years ago where Jap cars were still a bit cheaper, and everybody had moved across.
Yeah.
And now it's.
And I've went wishy-washy back and forth.
Yeah. So but I think the VWs are starting to come back a bit more.
Yeah, I would agree.
So,
but in here, to me, it's definitely bigger.
Yeah.
And more, but
yeah,
the quality in there's unbelievable as usual.
Yeah, well, the quality.
And the quality in here is unbelievable as usual.
Adam, what is next for the Gulf?
We'll fix the misfire. Hopefully do that tonight, and I have a spoiler sitting at home to go on. Stevie needs to put that on for me,
Yes.
and it needs to be on with not double-sided tape
Okay.
because
You know, just window bond it on.
that's exactly how it's going on.
Yes.
Because it needs to survive 70 mile an hour. That's what it needs to survive, not with
No.
not with a one in front of it.
No, definitely not.
Legally,
We don't condone speeding. in
No,
this
never. I would
podcast.
never do that.
Adam.
And then downpipe, hopefully,
Deadly.
and another map,
Like grabs.
420 horse. Go
Deadly.
big or go home
That's the way to do it.
until
boy.
I put a turbo on it and then go 500.
Well,
And then we can race.
you beat me anyway, because
I'll do a roll with you. I'll let you go, and then I'll catch up.
that has no grip. I thought you were going to try and say you're this big VW guy, which you are.
Well, I am like, but no, I have an appreciation for all cars, like, but no, I mean in terms of the show, like,
Yeah.
I love it.
Well, only you. I thought you were over there because I was going to try and find you because you did the announcement. I was like, hey, Gethin's over
Hey,
there.
well, I come in here to hump everybody out.
And that's went very well. As you're currently getting interviewed, and I'm just
It's
taking
not
your.
too bad apart from you.
Yeah, I'm like the fly in the wall that never leaves, like, and I still have to get. Gethin, you are how many years at this now?
This would be year number 16, minus COVID.
I was
couple
going
of
to
years.
say, yeah.
So yeah,
So the first one was
this is
2009.
the 14th show, I suppose you could say.
I think the first one I ever came to was 2012.
Right?
So I've been commentating. I was still going to the King's Hall, like.
It's grown a bit since then, like.
Would all the cars in this shed alone have filled the King's Hall?
Oh, jeepers, aye. Like
It
we
would've.
had, our hall was the Alexander Hall,
Yes.
and we could fit 90 cars in it.
Mental.
Yeah.
And then a couple of years, was it 2013 or 2014, you got the second hall? I think it was the hall where they cleaned they used to show the cattle.
Aye, we
with the
did.
Balmore show.
Aye, so the Alexander Hall was the show. It was a cattle hall.
Yes.
You fit about 90 cars in there, and then we took the London Dairy Hall, which was a big long
That's
red
right.
brick
Yes.
building,
Yes, that's right.
and it was basically a big long bar,
Yes.
stalls and
This
everything,
is very much relevant to my podcast, but
and like there was tying chains and everything in it, like drinking troughs,
Unreal.
the works.
sure, your first ever podcast was it 2 cane trailers or something? Was there 2 tail cane trailers or something?
That was the second year. The first year we had 2 A for Williams trailers, just two
That's
16
what it
foot,
was.
two 16-foot flat trailers up against each other for a stage. Next year we had a cane bale trailer,
Deadly.
and funny, I was actually talking to, he was the guy who was my John Deere territory manager at
Yes.
the time, a guy called Will McKnight, and I remember the second year having this idea of getting cars on a screen, and we would
Yes.
have some video playing. He lent me his projector, and we strung a big white sheet up on the wall. And he was actually here today.
That's
Like that's
class.
the first time he's ever been at Dubshed, and I was reminiscing with him. I says, "You know, one of the first shows we did, I borrowed your projector for doing that screen."
And now look
And
at
I
it.
says, "Look, we've actually got our own screen now. It's proper."
It is class. Did you ever see it to come as far? Like,
No, like I suppose that myself and Nigel and Colin, like we always sort of strive to better the event every
absolutely.
year, and
Yeah, 100%.
we listen to people, and we get that feedback, and we try to
Work on it.
work with it.
I think
like,
you have
and-
done all right now.
and we don't tend to change too much, but we try to we put everything into it. And like at the end of the day, we're not event organisers. Like,
No.
we are car guys. Like,
Yes. And you're a tractor guy too.
Well,
Wrong
yes.
colour right enough, but you know.
no, well, that's a matter of opinion. Like, you were only telling me the other day, are you like a 6'10"?
6'9", I was actually going to say as well. I drove for a contractor a few years ago and I fucking loved it. She probed between every gear. It was great. I love Parkwad. Shouldn't be saying that out loud in the podcast, but I actually really love Parkwad. 6'6" or a 6'8" as well. 6'8" and the 7'8" are 2 of my all-time favourite tractors.
Oh, aye. Parkwads.
Yes, absolutely.
What about the Mapro these days?
She lifts 2 ton of fertiliser straight off a trailer.
Weapon.
Unreal. Left it now. Was the back wheel slightly in the air? Maybe.
Well, depends who's listening.
So.
Here, did I tell you what happened here the other day?
No.
So, do you see the BM up on top of the container?
Yeah. Oh. Yes.
So, there's a wee JCB 52560 on site here.
Yes.
Got the extended toes, went to lift the BM up on the container. Did it with a similar size Kramer last year. And I got it a foot off the ground. She freaked out with the LSI.
Yes.
Hydraulics locked out, wouldn't go down, up, out, in, nothing. And it was like 5:20, my waist flat out. I had to lift the wee fella.
Of course.
Had to abandon it.
So it just lay there above the.
So it lay there, and I came in there on Friday morning, and it was still sitting. To be fair, like it was still sitting with it in the air. But yeah, I had to
The
go
moral of
get
the
a creamer.
story.
I had to go and get a creamer.
You know, Conor, my co-host, has a creamer. Like,
Does he? Aye?
yeah.
Fair play.
So he's a big fan. Like, fair play.
Was it John Deere's too?
Michael Darius, massive.
I was going to say he's a better fella than you, but no.
So, Mark, we're here. Mark, I'm here with Mark of the Rashmen. But you don't have any rash cars.
Nope.
And we're going to have to repeat this conversation because we just had this conversation and I looked at my phone and realised I wasn't fucking recording.
Yeah.
Mark's happy enough to just
No.
stick through the pain. And
It is what it is. But no rash cars this year.
what about the Lexus? Actually, I know what happened to Lexus. But
So the Lexus, basically, we wrecked it in that video, and the
Yes,
plan was to
I
bring
saw
it
the
down
video.
in all its glory, broken, smashed, and display it.
which would have been absolutely
Which would have been
hilarious.
amazing because everybody put such effort to put their cars together for this, and that is a total. It's anti-Dubshed.
Yes.
If you know what I mean. But no, somebody actually bought it off us. Got a message on TikTok offering to buy the wrecked Lexus, and you couldn't walk away from it because I don't think that offer is going to happen twice.
No, I mean, I know you're doing well and all, but is this person expecting like, oh, it's owned by the Rashmen, there's going to be this like heap of like literal crushed like steel and aluminium is going to be worth like £10 million in like 3 years?
I mean, if he is, he's going to be sorely disappointed.
Well, fair play to people having hopes and dreams. As this, and we've already been through this conversation, so but we'll hash it again. We can cut the springs.
We
Tom's
could.
M3.
We
First time
could.
round, I forgot Tom's name, by the way, but this time,
We could cut the springs. He's not here, so I reckon before he gets back, jack her up.
Simon,
cut it off.
get the grinder. Simon's off camera.
He still hasn't noticed his lovely dust cap.
Oh, we added some dust caps.
He still hasn't noticed.
Has he not noticed yet? So, yes, side note, I came in this morning, didn't even notice they were on my car until Becca pointed out I have a penis-shaped dust caps on my car, courtesy of Jack McGarry, you absolute dick. Anyway, I decided there was no more fitting people to shift these onto other than the Rashmen themselves. I didn't realise you'd put them on his car, and that's absolutely fucking hilarious.
They're brilliant.
You didn't even tell us that first time round we recorded this.
No, they're life size.
I'm not drawing any attention to it.
It's actually to scale and
To scale, yeah, for Tom.
For,
Mine's much smaller.
I was going to say like 1 to 3. it's a hard word.
Way up.
So, but you were saying again, because I'm repeating everything we said first time round. Use a bought a limo.
Yeah, so
Why?
there were other rash cars we could have brought. We have a 27-foot Lincoln Town Car, I think it's called, which is a 4.7 V8. It's mega. We don't know what we're doing with it, but
Nuts Corner.
Nuts Corner, I'd love to bring it to a diff
Can
day.
you imagine? Like,
Would love to bring it
the only
to a
thing
diff
is,
day.
I actually did once see an LS400 go well at diff at Nuts Corner, and it struggled. So, and that's an LS400, which is a land yacht, but not literally a fucking yacht like what you have.
Yes, but with this you could get momentum.
It could also be like evergreen and would just block off, like, you know, whenever it blocked off the Suez Canal, it'd just be like this big lump just blocking off the entire track. But that would make the best video ever.
It's so long, I reckon if you put a lot of weight on the back, it would be like a pendulum. There'd be no stopping it. Do you know what I mean?
Can you imagine, like, just other people be just coming up and just this big Lincoln Town car just bashes people out of the way, like something from
So
like
we'll see.
Destruction Derby.
See, then we have the carry as well, but it's not road worthy at the minute.
Yeah,
it's
'cause
not show worthy anyway. Put it that way.
Because I was very surprised I didn't see it.
I wanted to bring it, but you know, we do this for fun, so we have jobs, families,
Yes,
all
of
that sort of
course.
stuff. So trying to balance the jobs and the families, and then also doing this, we just didn't have the time.
Yeah.
But maybe next year. But the one thing I will say is, I'm pretty sure we were the only K truck here last year. Why popular now?
Yeah.
Oh, there was a drift games one, which they did it first. In fairness, and much more cooler and much more budget.
Didn't have a bike engine though.
Didn't have a bike engine. Didn't rev to
Pretty sure.
15.
Pretty sure it was a diesel. Have they not? It was a 777 or 888
Is that what it was?
composites. Yeah.
It was mega though. I
Yeah,
really
it
liked
was
it.
class. Good. It was the big.
No, they never chipped theirs.
Oh, so that's what happened.
Oh no! It's fine.
It's. Yes.
Almost.
Yes. So what is next? Like, what are your next big plans? All of a sudden, the limo, like.
We don't really know because a lot of what we do is impulsive. Do you know what I mean?
That's class.
It's hard to plan stuff out.
It's just raw dog ADHD, like.
Oh, it's full blown tism.
That's class.
Full-blown
I absolutely
tism.
love that. Like.
But no, we'll get the limo sorted, and then I think after that, there's talk of us buying a bunch of 50cc mopeds and bringing them to a dirt track and doing off-roading, downhill biking with scooters. So we'll see. And I haven't rode a bike in years, so I'll be there in full leather. I'm gonna wear my full sports bike leathers that I used to wear. If I can fit into it.
You need to have the like Seamus Moore's little Honda 50 soundtrack in the background as well. If YouTube lets you do it, because it might be copyright. But
I would happily not have the money on that video to have that song in it.
class, Mark. Thank you very much.
No,
Appreciate
pleasure,
it.
mate. Pleasure,
Cheers.
mate. Thank you.
And I'm here with one of the hosts from the Better Automotive podcast in this country, Lee Maxwell. So Lee, you're currently judging and I am currently distracting all of you.
Yes, a little bit.
Yep, just a wee bit. However, being annoying is what I do best. So
might say.
So I'm going to continue doing it, and then after that I'm going to go and annoy Conor, and then maybe Richie Brown, though he wouldn't take me up on it last night. Have you slept?
Struggle.
Yeah. Have you slept much?
No.
Are you going to sleep much this weekend?
I'm going to try tonight, but we'll see how long this takes.
Okay. How long does it take roughly to judge a car? Or judge this haul? Like, how long would you say it takes? I suppose you're probably looking at it when cars are coming in, you probably already have an idea.
We have some ideas, but we do try and judge everything individually on its own merits, because obviously there are a lot of different styles of car, and you have to take into account this thing over here is obviously rat, so you can't particularly judge it on paint, whereas
of course.
some of the show cars we would look at paint and so on. So each car kind of gets taken on its own.
Because I was actually going to ask you, like, what would you really be looking for? But like, so I suppose like we're standing in front of like, you know, the drift games are, and then we've got this little, I assume it's like, that's a Nissan Bluebird behind us.
Yes.
Like, you know, obviously a really, really cool car. So it's not rat look. Like, what would you be looking for in this?
A bit of everything. So we're trying to take into account the spirit of the build.
Yes, of course.
What did the owner intend it to be?
Yes.
Did the owner intend it to be an out-and-out show car? Did they intend it to be a cool driver's car? You know, what's their intentions, and try and judge it off of that. So, yeah.
And what is like the hardest bit of trying to judge? I know it's how long's a piece of string, but
it's the hardest thing this year so far, although we're far from finished, and in the last couple of years, but the standard keeps getting better and better every year.
Standard in both halls this year is incredible.
And it's so hard, you know, we give top 40 prizes, which is a lot of prizes.
That's a lot.
There's not a lot of shows that even give that many, and even that is difficult.
Yeah,
we could probably do 40 in this hall and 40 in that hall.
Yep. Genuinely.
Yeah.
Is this one of the best years you've ever seen for quality?
I think so, yeah.
I think so as well. And even like a mix of like some of the stuff we're seeing this year that I've never seen before, like different Vauxhalls and stuff. Is there any standout? Like, I know you obviously don't want to say favoritism, but in this hall, people aren't going to see this. Obviously, it's just me and you standing talking. But is there anything in this hall that you've looked at and just went like, what would be your top 3 favorite cars in this hall, so to speak?
This one.
This one here?
Yeah. This is my favourite car, I think, of the weekend. So
this is like a 1970s Nissan Bluebird. Kind of probably Japan's answer to like a Mark II Escort, probably kind of thing.
Yes, I would say.
On air.
It's that old, when the Japanese cars went to kind of American style.
Yes, they were trying to create like muscle cars, but they were like, you know, 1/5 of the size.
But chatting to the fella when he came in last night and this morning, he drove up from Limerick, him and his son in the car.
Unreal.
Just having a lovely day. He's originally from New Zealand.
Oh, okay.
And so their scene would be quite JDM heavy, because that would be a lot of their import cars.
Of course, yeah.
Euro cars would be a lot more rare over there.
Yeah.
And he just was having a great time spinning about with his son. He was showing us around. It has an SR20 engine in it.
But why is he not showing that off?
He had the bay open earlier.
Oh, okay.
He's just locked it up to go home.
Oh, okay, fair enough. He should do what the rest of us do and just throw the bonnets in behind drift games.
So it's turboed. He said he only finished the ECU, I think, the day before he came up.
And he drove it from Limerick?
And he drove from Limerick.
That is ballsy.
He's a load of custom 3D printed parts on it that you can't get, or he's sort of had to
when you hear
remanufacture.
that, so don't get me wrong, it's not the out and out show car compared to some of the stuff, but
it's
as you say,
so cool.
And it's actually, I've just noticed, it's got an SR20 DE plus T, so it's actually a naturally aspirated engine that he has turboed.
Yes, that's correct.
So like the work, and was that here last year as well?
No, I've never seen this before.
I think, no, I'll tell you where I've seen it at LZ Fest.
That's maybe
where I've
where
seen
it was.
yeah. So I've seen it in the south. It's so cool, as you say, that car has so much character.
Yes,
like there's just so
agreed.
much that. Anything else in here? See, the guys are also picking up the tape.
Yes, that's one of the big tasks for this evening and tomorrow. There are a couple of cars down front.
You're no longer recording. Yeah, just because we're going to have to go for technical difficulties. So There's so much of this in this podcast. Fuck's sake, I can just edit the bits out. But what else? Like, what else is in here that really, really, like, you particularly think you particularly enjoy looking at?
I'm going to have a quick look around just to refresh my memory.
We'll be right back. Do 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 do.
Calvin Kirby's IS. I'm going to say 400.
Yeah, well, yeah, 400 IS 400 V8 engine. Yeah, so LS 400 V8 engine. Yeah.
It's he's done a lot to that. And it's one of those cars. Each year he does a bit more. It keeps just getting better and better, and so.
The last 18 months, though, that car has spiraled out of control. I actually interviewed Calvin yesterday evening. Calvin's one of my closest friends, like, so it's like I was heavily involved with that car at the start, and like what he has now is insane.
Yeah.
And is there any icks from anything that you see in a car haul that, like, you just look at, even though it's got in here and it's obviously probably still a great quality car? Is there anything you look at and just go, I really don't like that?
It's personal taste, but wind deflectors on a car is my big turn off.
See, I like wind deflectors, but that's because I'm filthy.
No, you said it, not me.
Lee, thank you so much for coming on.
No problem.
Because I would actually consider you sort of half one of my idols, believe it or not.
Fuck that. Don't even
No,
fuck
genuinely.
that. But no, you and I are
one and the same.
Yeah, very much so. The
pure undiluted ADHD.
Yes, and
Yes.
it doesn't matter how well I do, it's never good enough. You know,
100%. I'll never.
And your achievements will never outweigh your failures.
No, I was actually saying to Lee there just before you came around, I was like I've chilled a bit, but like when I was younger, I would have I'd been working and would have snapped the bolt, and I'd have been like, in my head it just would have been, you're the biggest failure in the world. Yep. You are just like, you can't even do this without stripping a bolt. Like, how you're so stupid. Like,
I was never one to get mad and blow up about things. I'd never get angry, as in like, you see people like throw stuff and kick stuff. I'm like, she tell you, two things happen when I get angry, or one thing mainly is I get super quiet.
Sulk. I sulk.
Yeah, but she'll say, see if somebody's fucking me off in here, I'll get very quiet, and then she's like, he's about to explode. Yeah. When I'm ranting and raving, she's like, oh, he's fine.
That's the same.
When
as
I'm
me.
sitting in the corner thinking about things, she's like, he's gonna kill somebody.
Yeah, that's identical.
I'm
to me.
about to fucking blow up.
Yeah. So if I'm kicking off, it's probably okay.
You're just ranting.
Yeah. Like, but then at the same time, right, something insanely bad could happen, and I'll just go, all right, okay.
Yes, that's me.
But the smallest wee thing happens, as I say,
something silly.
You break it, bolt head.
I think it's when something
Devastation
really
mode.
goes wrong, your brain switches into that mode where you have to go, I have to fix this. You have to be sort of, right, calm, level-headed.
Yeah,
that's
of course.
the thing.
So I've got you now, Conor McCann here as well. I've just interviewed Lee. I've got Conor, who's also the host of the best podcast in Ireland for automotive stuff.
That's very debatable.
We're shite. Conor, you're also judging. I've already put Lee through her paces. What are you looking for when you're looking at a car? It's probably going to be the same answer as Lee, to be quite honest.
It depends on the shows, to be honest with you, what the cars are. The 3 different shows that we run will depend on where we're judging things and what you're looking at, and also the actual standard of the cars presented. What a big thing, we used to do scoring sheets.
Yes.
So you'd bring them through paint, wheels, paint, cleanliness, blah blah blah, and then there was always like a personal taste thing at the bottom. Was kind of like a deciding factor on things, because I mean, you could roll in a brand new car, buff it,
and it's going to be immaculate.
Yeah, comparing that to something like
the BM or the pickup over here with the BM engine.
Yeah, and the likes of the Ratlook stuff is kind of where things fall down.
Yes.
So what we try and do is, as weird as this sounds, try and envision what the owner of the car sees.
Exactly what Lee said.
Oh, is it? Oh, there we go.
What does the owner want the car? Like, how do they see it? If it's an out-and-out show car, have they built it to be an out-and-out show car?
And it has to be that level.
Yeah, if it's a Ratlook car, okay, what other real quirky stuff have they done to it? For instance, the BM, they're not the BM, the Chevrolet pickup over there, it's bagged, it's got a 740i engine in it, it's got like real quirky interior bits in it, like, it's severely cool. Like, not going to win anything for paint, but no, phenomenal.
But how do you turn it down? That's the thing. It's the same, we have the Bluebird here.
Yeah.
I don't know if you have images or whatever, but it's, when you look at it and you go, that's so cool, you get up on it, paint's a little bit rough, the original chrome pitted
you can
here
see
and
it
there.
on the roof and everything, yeah.
But it's a driver's car.
Yes, he drove it from Limerick.
Kid in the car, he rolls in, Lee was like, you drove that from Limerick? And the first thing he says was, it's a great day, it didn't break down, what more could you ask for? It's an SR20, non-turbo with a turbo on it. And again, that if that was on a scoring sheet, that's going to
fall down on paint.
Yeah.
But again, the overall thing is like you have to see what does this guy want from this car, you know, and it's hard to do. It's very subjective, and it's something you're never going to keep everybody happy with.
No, and that's true, because like even like looking at my own car, like I can find you all the faults of the day, and like
find it on mine.
I actually got a proper look around yours for the first time ever. Really, really impressive. Given the backstory in your car,
the fact that it's put together to spare parts.
Yeah, built from a Mark III.
Yep.
Yeah. Otis.
Yes. The parts car.
The parts car, which is a shame because that was your car. But But I was like, obviously you can hear the proper story in your podcast, but like that car, what the whole story behind that about like the guy getting charged an absolute fortune for something that wasn't right.
Yeah.
It's disgraceful. Like
my car.
I'm also going to check. I'm still recording. 2 seconds. Because, yep, not there.
We're good. That's always my fear. So
happened me with the Rashmen earlier.
Oh, lovely. Do you want me to tell a bit about the car?
Yeah, just a wee bit. I'm going to get you for 5-6 minutes.
Like, so my car, black Mark II Golf VR6. We built it as a friend group for a friend. A lot of money in it. We did most of the work to it, bodywork wise. It was sent off down south to the company. He put a turbo VR6 that we built, and they did standalone, mapped it, fabrication bits, stainless water pipes, down pipes, stuff we couldn't do.
Yep.
And you think you're handing the car over to somebody trustworthy.
Yep.
They offered to paint it. They painted it. And then he did a few shows, parted the car out, sold the bits off. I bought the shell off him, rolling shell. There was still bits in it that he wanted back, so I said, like, I'll strip them out. And the more I stripped, I was like, what is this guy paid for? And that's it. You do all your own work. I do all my own work. And you try and push yourself to the highest standards, and it's something I know about holding yourself to account to.
Yeah.
But I was looking, going, this is a company that charged somebody something that thought this won't be seen, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
And that's what kills me. And I look at cars in here, and I go, you can see home-built cars, you can see stuff that's built by different shops and stuff, and you look and go, what's under everything? You know, and it could be brilliant, it could be terrible, and you do not know until you actually get in there. And it's such a pity to see. And there's some amazing places that do amazing work, and unfortunately there's not. But my car was, I just tore it down to the bare shell, and then I had spare VR6 engine, put that into it at the air ride that I wasn't using in the other car, so put that in, and I just kind of pieced it all together. And then the Land Rover wheels, it's kind of weird.
I never ever expected to see Land Rover wheels in your car.
Neither did I.
Like, especially Freelanders, like that's really felt. I was so proud of you.
Yeah.
Like I even said that, I was like, yes.
I sort of went back a little bit of felt than the good side.
Well, I mean, we have the 306 and the Zara here, but like
they were actually picks that I picked. Yep, there you go.
Nice.
So
Richie agreed.
Yeah, and to be honest with you, and those kind of picks was that might not be my taste, but it'll be someone's taste. And see, as long as it's clean, I'm happy with that.
I got a really good TikTok out of it. Like
that's cool.
So you know.
So yeah, the 3 spokes. I fancy doing something a little bit different and like a 90s throwback. 3 spokes are so expensive.
Yes.
I have a good friend that does Sol down there, Terry from Scotland.
Oh, that's really cool. The blue one.
Yes,
that's class.
Massively into 3 spokes, everything JDM. I was talking to her and I was like, she was like, everything you're looking at is like $2,000.
Yep.
It's like, what can I do? And I always like to look at OEM wheels and stuff.
Yes.
Seen the Freelanders, did a Photoshop, and went, that might work. She found a set in Scotland for £100. Lee picked them up when she was working in Scotland.
Yes, that's right, because Leeby's across, yeah.
Yep, quick refurb. The tyres, I did some weird deal. I think I have like £300 including the adapters and that whole setup. Which
Holy
is,
shit,
yeah.
that's insane.
Yeah, it's a serious budget. And the biggest problem was putting the R32 brakes and the S4 brakes behind
I
everything.
noticed that, like, you have no clearance, like, because I was wanting to run bigger brakes. You have
no clearance.
No clearance.
I have an obsession with big brakes. It's weird.
I need to get that obsession.
I run a 334mm front disc.
I thought it was 342 for some reason.
Yeah, R32 twin pot caliper.
Yes, that's right. 334, I'll be right.
What's the best way to describe this? The calipers are reshaped. They're massaged.
They've lost a bit of weight.
Yes, like myself.
Yes.
And yeah, the problem is the front end in that car, the suspension subframe is a Mark III Golf.
Yes.
To run the bigger brakes,
of course.
but it's 12mm wider. So you're trying to get
your car now
back
5 by 100?
Yes.
Yes.
And the same on the back.
Yes.
And then the back, the weird setup is I have a 300mm, I have a Polo stub axle and bearing with a 300mm S4 rear disc with an R32 caliper spaced out to suit on it.
Yes. Yeah.
So the brakes are huge, but it makes everything kind of tight for fitment and stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Especially yours doesn't have massive arches either. Like
no, and there's no arch trims, no plastic arch trims or anything.
You really need the rubber band tyres.
Yes, that's
you're
why
running 185/35.
Yes.
You know, I got done by the Vosa or
stretch.
Yep.
Those are totally legal in that size.
See, I had them on a set of 8.5s.
They're only 7s or 7.5s.
Yeah, 7s.
And I MOT that car as it sits, which is the beauty of that thing.
I originally had them on a set of 7s and they were fine. I put them on at 1552 tarmacs.
Yes.
There was about that much stretch. Like it was proper.
I love a
dickhead,
good stretch. Like a dickhead stretch, but I love it. Yeah.
I've went off stretch, but that's because of the power. I'm
well
running now. But then drift car, like Craig Coleman over there, he still runs stretch. Dave Egan still runs stretch.
And they get driven.
Yeah. Craig drives everywhere. Like.
He does.
But I asked Lee this isn't going to go out till like next week. So if you had a car, I know that's Lee's favourite. If you had to pick a car in this hall,
you're sort of putting me on the spot, but I have a few I could example.
Yeah.
The Bluebird, 100%. I would take that home. The 86, the off-white one.
That's Ryan McPeak's.
Yes.
That's Lockney
that thing. Yes.
Yeah, or Lockney out of care. Also
I love that. Person. Great guy.
Yeah, great guy.
Another soft spot I have is, see the blue DC5?
Really?
With supercharged DC5 with the blue Recaros.
Yes. Perfection. Okay, fair.
It's so nice.
Fair.
Another one, and a really strange one, I could jump into the obvious, like Jack McGarry's 600 horsepower time attack Skyline, which
looks like a show car and gets driven really fucking hard.
Richie actually said this earlier. He was like, he's like, people talk shit about, it's a drift car, it's a bit rough. That is a race car, and it's immaculate.
Yeah, no, I know. I have no excuse. My car is rough, but
that's a different level. Like the other soft spot I have in this hall, the Phase 1 106.
It's unreal.
I love
class.
that thing.
It's class. Yeah. I seen that as well. That's unreal.
It's just, I look at it and go, that is so cool.
If I had to pick,
Red 13.
Nope. Oh, Adam's Datsun. Adam O'Connor's Datsun.
There is another one down the front with the bays done.
Yeah.
And I think it's non-turbo, but it's the big exhaust manifold round. It's so nice. Do you know what? There's so much. Vicky's S2000.
Yeah, another class
Step
car.
up with the bay done.
They got so much done in so little time.
Yep.
Fair play to them.
Another, I'm fucking Eddie Hipsty, the Max here looking around. The Almera with the shaved bay, the wire tuck.
It's shaved. I haven't even probably looked at it yet.
The car you would not expect it to be. It's so cool.
That's class.
Yeah.
That's unreal.
There's so much. Like,
I asked Lee this as well. Is there any even a car that gets in, do you look at it and just go, and again, we don't have to name things, but is there anything you just look at and go, no?
Yeah, there's loads of stuff's not my taste, and I'll happily say it, because everybody has their own personal opinions. Mm-hmm. The red window tints on the Lexus, not my thing. It suits the style of the car.
It's pretty VIP looking like.
That's another thing we do, believe it or not, as judging. You do take your personal taste out of it.
Yes.
When it comes down to stance, and if something's obviously sitting off and it's a bit ass down, you're like, that's not right. Well, except for the 306, because that's the look of that car. And again, you're looking at that, but you do have personal taste, and you have to go, okay, again, that's seeing it from the owner's perspective. Mm-hmm. Like this thing here, the wide body.
Yeah, so just camera can't see it, but it's a wide body GT86, Sean's 86.
Yeah, not my thing, but it's big silly wing, but I can appreciate what he's going, and he's went the full kit, the big wing, the forged carbon.
I think there's a turbo on it now.
Yeah, there's a look to it, and that's what I can appreciate, but again, it's just not my thing. But yeah,
I just appreciate cars. I think my favourite car in here is Marty's Mini Subaru Impreza.
I love it.
I love it.
I seen it at the Job Show.
Yes.
As well, and I was like, I've fallen in love with this thing.
It's amazing. Mm-hmm. And he has a March there as well.
Yes, it's over here, the VIP one. Yeah. Like, who thought a VIP Nissan March would work, but yeah.
Yeah, I was speaking to him, it's bringing max power back tastefully.
Yes.
Which is class.
I remember coming through on the application for here, and everybody, it was like a real weird one where everybody went, what the fuck is that?
What is a March?
Yeah, but even what is he doing with this? Because the wheels are as big as the car, but it just works so well.
It's so cool.
And that's the thing about even, like, going into the side of like selecting cars and stuff like that, you're juggling like this car's half built.
Yeah.
And it's literally a micro with 19s, and you're like, how do we accept this or not? And you're juggling. And sometimes when you see another car he's built like this, you just have to take a chance and go, okay, fuck it, it'll be fine. Yeah. Or you end up in the reserve and you go, let's see what it's like, and pull them in, which the 106 was exactly that. It was photographed in bits, and as soon as it rolled in, we went, if there's reserves, that's coming in because it's so cool.
Yeah, and it is class. Conor, thank you very much.
No worries.
Appreciate it. This is probably the noisiest interview we've conducted today, so we're doing this as we're leaving Dubshed. Yeah. We're going to be absolutely, there's about $30,000 cars just going to like wreck this for us. It kind of helps the experience.
Yeah.
I'm used to seeing your Focus This is the Fiesta. I was more or less with you when you took this out of the shed.
Yep, that was a year and a half ago.
Year and a half ago, November 2023.
Yep.
You've done everything yourself.
100% everything.
And what, like, and quickly, like, briefly, what has been the main things covered?
The main things covered was the T3.
Ah, you boss. Technical difficult. Here. No, we'll try and get you.
Do you want to go here?
Maybe try it there. Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah. So basically, what I wanted to do, always wanted to do with Fiestas was stick the big T3 turbo under it from a Series 2 Escort.
Is that similar to like an Escort Cosworth turbo?
It is. The front housing is the same, but back housing
is bigger,
still the T3 version of it. So in order for me to do that, I had to move everything an inch forward.
Right.
I had to put the because of the big actuator that's on it.
Yes.
And it's so close to the rad.
Oh, aye.
Everything had to come forward. Had to put the front valance off the front of the car behind, just so everything would fit in.
That's crazy.
Actually had to go to the boot. While I was at it, I said I do a loom tuck, so every bit of the loom that I could physically do, I tucked it all in behind. Then everything got painted, every nut and bolt, every washer, just went down a rabbit hole basically with it.
That's all. And it's all like period correct because you know, it's polished and all, but it matches the style of this car very, very well.
It is. I kept it the 90s buzz, but just put my own little newer stamp on it.
Yes.
Yeah.
So like, what's your favourite model of what you've done?
It would probably the T3 and the wire tuck. So basically the engine bay.
I think the polished inlet manifold is my favourite.
Yeah.
I love it.
It is.
It's absolutely class.
I had one years ago on another one, but everything else wasn't. So I said I was going to do it. I'm going to do this one right. I had eight or nine Mark IIIs over the years.
Right. Yes.
So I was a hoarder and I had parts. I had other bits and bobs for them, but this is my dream build of what I got.
Oh, there's a Lamborghini in the background.
Yeah.
I'd rather this.
Yeah.
Holy shit, that's loud. What's next?
I don't know. Probably correct the paint a little bit more on it. But that's it, enjoy it, basically. Enjoy it. The last 14 weeks have been hard. I was doing 12 hours.
I've seen it all, like it's insane.
Yeah,
like, you've done so much. It's an absolute credit to you.
I want to take a step back and enjoy it now.
Yes, of course.
So.
And you drove it here. You literally finished it on Thursday night and drove it up here.
Couple of test
phenomenal.
drives. So yeah, and hopefully, fingers crossed, now to get her home. Fingers, we'll be all right.
And Al, you're coming on the podcast with us as well to talk about the good old days.
We will be on to that. Yeah, we've been meaning to do that pretty much since day one. Things clash. We never got around to it.
It'll happen.
We will get there. Lots to talk about.
So much.
Right.
Al, thank you so much for your time.
No,
Safe home.
Go on, safe home.